Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. Here's Watson. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Christian Kirk, 42 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for two is snuffed out. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready?
They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. They toss it left side to Peterson. Now inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Adrian Peterson, 58 yards. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chiefs offense set to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. And they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, Watson. And this one taken in by Olave. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Back to throw, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. On the return, Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Operating from the gun. Briggs.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And all the way down to the 5. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And Peterson finding his way in. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Broncos have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
They'll let Peterson try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down.
Watson now to throw. They shakes him off. And shutting him off. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
From the 31, here's 2nd and a couple.
They run over center with Peterson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
105 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Adrian Peterson from 17 yards out.
And the Broncos will add to their 4th quarter lead. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So Deshaun Watson in the offense. Down by 10. Just over 2 minutes to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Now Watson.
Being chased out left.
And he will have a Chiefs first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. Watson.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game, and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
To throw, Watson. He's got his target. It's Olave.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Here's 1st and 10. Watson to throw.
He'll check it down, complete to Dillon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet. Here's Watson.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Here we go.
They've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And maybe a measure of revenge.
We've seen one half of football and no points just yet. Let's see who can finally break that deadlock here in our second half. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The Broncos with their offense headed out for our first possession of the half. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive.
Let's go now.
On first down, they'll run. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Ready.
They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Ready.
They'll try and throw it here. Pass caught by Adunze. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos take a 6-0 lead in quarter number 2. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Samuel now to return it. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Mayfield now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Mark Andrews. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Baker now from the gun. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. The Jaguars into punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He gets it out of there, and this has some distance. Taking a yard shy of midfield. Escapes a defender. And what a return. He nearly sprung it for 6, but still, Brock, that sets his offense up with 1st and goal. Oh, he nearly took this one all the way. Huge return that easily could have ended with 6. And this will set them up with 1st and goal inside the 10. The Broncos returning their offense and this running back to the field. Talk about a dream position, Brock. Heading out with 1st and goal waiting for him. If only every drive could start like this, right, partner? 1st and goal to begin this one.
Ready.
They'll try and punch it in. Is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos push their lead further to start the half. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos double their lead to 14. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Samuel now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Kamara running out of the gun. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up. Jacksonville in punt formation. Matt Hawk will kick it away. And he gets it away from his end zone. The return begins on their side of midfield. All the way, touchdown Denver! The Broncos take a 20-zip lead. Well, he is one of those players, Brock. We've seen teams sometimes kick away from him, and it's because of his ability to turn any punt return into 6.
Some of these elite returners, Kate, they just have a vision that's different. They can see things happening before the rest of us, and then you've got to have that elite explosiveness as well to go punch it in for 6.
Now, Brock, you always tell me they're special for a reason. Quite the boost from their special teams on that score as they kick it away. Samuel now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This, our last play of the quarter. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So we're through 3 here. It's the Jags football, but here in the 4th, that lead likely too much to overcome. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Baker now. And that one's going to hit the turf.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
3rd down. Here's Mayfield. Flush. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
So here comes the Bronco offense. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos put up even more points in a win. Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos grow their lead yet again. The kicking unit on now for the Broncos, and they're ready to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
After the sack, another pass on second down. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Jaguars just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. Here he is on 3rd and long. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Bronk, after getting a big chunk on that return. Found some space, got his team 21 on that run back. And the Broncos get set to take over. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
Right up the gut. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Pretty obvious, this defense, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
Got it. Ready? Let's go.
They motion the slot man right. Another carry for him. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
Ready?
Going to the ground again on first. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.